As the electoral campaign heats up, concerns are already being raised about the conduct of the elections and the escalating violence. Both the DRC government and the international community owe it to the Congolese people to deliver as free, fair, and peaceful elections as possible. You can help. In September, FreeFair DRC launched with an event at the UK Parliament, kicking off our campaign to draw international attention to the upcoming elections in the Congo.
We are asking you to help the Congolese people speak with their own voice. Help us realize the dream of free and fair election 2011 in the DRC.
Free and Fair DRC as a campaign want to try and ensure that these elections are conducted freely, fairly and safely for the citizens. It is a vital opportunity to try and strengthen the democracy in the DRC and to give Congolese people across the country a voice.
We do not take sides in elections. The only side we take is that of aspiring to free and fair elections wherever they take place. We believe passionately in democracy and in the freedom of people to go and express their views in elections without hindrance, without violence, without intimidation. And we'll do all we can to back the Congolese people in what I think is going to be an incredibly important historic vote.
With momentum building, we brought our campaign to the European Parliament in Brussels to discuss just why these elections are so critical for the DRC's future.
Putting money in is one thing, building infrastructure another, creating the institutions and the capacity to be able to structure education, health, democracy, institutions. These are all things we take for granted here in Brussels.
Toutefois, si l'optimisme reste de mise, la vigilance s'impose également car des risques réels de dysfonctionnement existent, liés notamment à la complexité de la logistique électorale dans le pays. Un territoire de plus de 2 millions de kilomètres carrés, 62 000 voting stations, 18 500 candidats pour 500 sièges aux législatives.
Les élections présidentielles et législatives prévues pour le 28 novembre prochain en République démocratique du Congo constituent une étape cruciale du processus démocratique dans le pays. Depuis les élections de 2006 qui ont suivi un conflit terrible, la RDC est sur la voie de la démocratisation. Les élections de 2011 sont une deuxième étape vers la consolidation du socle démocratique, l'établissement d'un état de droit et le respect des droits de l'homme.
Le peuple congolais crie encore partout d'un manque de liberté d'expression, d'une insécurité régulière, d'une gouvernance fragile, de viols atroces, de tortures sauvages, des assassinats ignobles et autres. Ces élections doivent être pour nous transparentes et justes pour des raisons aussi morales. Il est normal que les élections soient transparentes par respect du vote du peuple, mais aussi c'est exemplaire pour l'apprentissage et le triomphe de la démocratie.
In Washington, D.C., we partnered with other NGOs to discuss what must be done to ensure the elections are free and fair.
There's great need to deploy observers in the East from MONUSCO, from the Carter Center, and from other agencies in order to prevent violence and make sure that there's a transparent process.
The Congolese must be the final arbiters of whether their election process is free and fair.
My greatest fear of all is that the election result will not be accepted by any of the candidates. Bloody clashes between the police and the population have already begun in Kinshasa, as we all know. Disputed result in this fragile country could lead to further outbreaks of violence.
And in Kinshasa, we've joined with civil society leaders to ensure the world is watching as we approach these historic elections. Failure to conduct free, fair, and peaceful elections will have a disastrous effect on this already fragile democracy and the Congolese people. We all have a role to play. Learn more about what you can do to help.